Hey everyone, Caroline here. I'd like to ask you to think about a time where you encountered something that was so totally outside of your experience that you just couldn't process it. If you're having some trouble, think about the first time you walked into a new school, church, scouting, or athletics group. Take a few seconds to think and jot down a note or two on your feelings at the time in the journal page from your PDF for this lesson. Maybe you remember that feeling of being alone. Perhaps it was seeing, smelling, tasting, and experiencing a sensory overload to the point that you couldn't even really describe it all. Well, I'm here to tell you that you aren't alone. In 1269, a young man from Venice named Marco left on a journey with his father and uncle to South and East Asia, which would end up taking 24 years. Now, before I go on, I want you to take a look at this map, and I want you to take a few minutes, maybe pause the video, and jot down in your journal what comes to your mind when you think about this part of the world. What cultural attributes come to mind? What about people and resources? Do you have any idea about the religious practices or the governments that exist here? Keep thinking and jotting as I tell you a little more about our friend Marco. So, 24 years later, when a much older and well-traveled Marco returned to Venice, he, perhaps like you, had trouble putting his experiences into words. Marco talked about a world of warrior princesses, hordes of bandits, spectacular cities with roofs of gold, massive rivers which changed course with the season, and empires dripping with pageantry and precious jewels. In the capital city of Xanadu, he gushed that Kublai Khan's residence was the greatest palace that ever was. He wrote these wonders down into a book, which was called The Travels of Marco Polo, or more appropriately, the Book of Wonders. In this work, he ended with the phrase, "I did not tell half of what I saw, for I knew that I would not be believed." Now, to that end, not everything Marco said was accurate. For every report of a black rock which burned better than wood, which, hey, by the way, what would that be? Good guess. He was describing coal there. Well, for every accuracy, such as coal or paper money, he also described tribes of people with only one large foot that hopped everywhere and used the foot as an umbrella when the monsoons came, or reported a common sighting of unicorns. They were probably rhinoceros. Not for nothing, Marco was nicknamed Il Milioni, which means a million, probably in reference to a million tall tales. And now, I hope that isn't on your list. Speaking of which, how's that list coming? In this unit, we'll continue our journey further into the Eurasian supercontinent as we head to South and East Asia. We'll start with the subcontinent of India and the surrounding countries, including some more stands of the area. Next, we'll swing east to China with stops in Mongolia, Japan, and the Koreas. And we'll end it all up in Southeast Asia's peninsulas and archipelagos. So, do you have your list handy? Because here's what I'd like for you to do. As we travel, I want you to compare what you thought about South and East Asia with what you see, hear, and experience. Let's find out together whether or not Marco Polo was right about this stunningly, amazingly, mysteriously fantastic area of the world that we call South and East Asia, or whether he really was full of Il Milioni. Welcome, explorers, to South and East Asia.
Hey, hey.